From The Road to Freedom, published in 1922, edited by Carl D. Chambers. Chapter 5, Vibratory Law. Everything that is controlled by vibratory law, and everything that is vibration. The quality of the vibration determines the form of the expression. The vibrations that are visibly registered on the physical plane are limited. There are many vibratory conditions on the physical plane that are not visible to the eye. Some of those vibrations are registered by any one of the other physical senses. Other vibrations are not definitely felt or registered by any except the more sensitive individuals. When we begin the study of vibrations, we're delving into an unlimited field which, if thoroughly understood, would encompass infinite knowledge as yet undreamed of by men. All the knowledge of vibration and vibratory law on the earth plane is but a drop in the bucket compared to the story of the whole. All forms of matter have action within, and that mineral or metal which seems to be an inert mass is not a solid mass at all, but is composed of billions of tiny particles which are vibrating at such a rate that the vibration cannot be detected by the physical eye. As the scientist learns more about the vibratory law and can work more intelligently with the different rates of vibration, he will be able to get more accurate results as he works. The scientists already have made wonderful progress that is unknown to the world at the present time, which will bring changes as yet undreamed of within a reasonably short time. The vibrations of the mental plane are finer than those of the physical plane, and are only contacted through the mental. Each individual has his own peculiar rate of vibration for the physical body, and also for the mental body, and he changes his vibrations both in his physical and mental bodies by his emotional reactions and his thought conditions. Those thought conditions attune him to those vibrations that are harmonious to the kind of thoughts that are strongest in his mental self. Each thought vibrates according to the nature of the thought. Happy thoughts vibrate at a higher speed than the unhappy thoughts, and are in an entirely different class. The morbid, unhappy thoughts are of a very low vibration. The angry, hateful thoughts are of a low but rapid, uneven vibration. The love and joy thoughts are of a fine, rapid, light vibration. As the individual thinks along any of these lines, he contacts the vibration of that kind, for he affinitizes himself to it and makes immediate contact. Just as you make light immediately by turning your electric switch, so do you make immediate contact through your mental or emotional switches. The morbid, destructive vibrations are the coarse, heavy vibrations, and the happy, joyful vibrations are the fine, light vibrations, and you get the reactions in the physical and mental bodies that are produced according to the vibrations contacted by your thought creations. The clearer the thought that is sent from your mind, the more direct will be the contact with that particular wave motion. There is in the atmosphere in which you live the essence of vibratory waves, and you only draw from that bank of vibration that which you contact. To clarify this a little more, I will say that often you will find many moods in one large room where many people are gathered together. These many moods are formed out of the same surroundings by the many individuals. We might have wondered at times how a comparatively large number of people could differ so much under the same conditions. That they are gathered together under the same roof does not necessarily affinitize them to the same vibratory effects, except when some very forceful vibration is used, such as music, which suggests dancing, or some very happy form of expression. The opposite feelings can be produced by music of a violent nature, which excites the people to wild and turbulent feelings. At such times, almost every individual will respond automatically to the powerful vibratory effect produced by the music, and there is a close unity of all who are under that influence. They are, for the time, vibrating to the same chord. But aside from those conditions, each person attunes himself to his own according to his individual thought condition. Always in coming into contact with another individual, you're either influenced by that individual or he is influenced by you. And the one that has the stronger influence is the one who has the most positive mental attitude at the time of the contact. The one who has the unguarded, receptive attitude is influenced by those about him. He is always a person of moods. Everything that one comes in contact with has its peculiar vibratory effect on him if he's receptive to it. Every city or town has its psychic atmosphere. That's simply a term which means that it has its vibrations, which are there because they have been created by the individuals dwelling therein. The whole atmosphere is full of the kinds of vibrations that have been produced by all of the minds there. The vibrations that are the strongest in the psychic atmosphere of a place will be the ones that will be felt by the negative personality. However, another person might go into that same vibratory condition and get in touch with entirely different vibrations than those received by the negative person, because he would contact according to that thought, which was his positive mental thought condition. There are some people who feel sure that the influence cast over them in their hometown is a definite influence which holds them down. In many cases, this is true. They were reared in that atmosphere and have not taken a positive attitude toward anything, but have just been drifting according to the most powerful vibratory conditions at any given time. They have become negative. But it is not the city or the town that is to blame in such cases. For until those individuals take charge of their personalities, they will be receptive to any vibratory influence anywhere. There is a decided difference between a negative personality and a person who can become sensitive to vibrations at will, and thereby ascertain the vibratory influences in and about a place. It is necessary to learn to govern your positive and receptive conditions. All can do this in time. Each home has the vibrations that have been produced by the individuals who associate in that home, and many people feel the influence upon entering there without knowing why they feel it or what it is. Those people who sense the atmosphere of places are sensitive and should learn to direct their consciousness so as to protect them from building undesirable impressions. There are others who do not feel the vibrations of the places they go into because they maintain such a positive attitude of their own thoughts that they are not receptive to anything that does not harmonize with their mental attitudes, that is, what they are affinitized to. Those individuals do not understand the possibilities of such things as the sensitive people are getting through their receptive attitudes. Each individual has his personal atmosphere, which is as it is because of the vibrations that are produced by his whole consciousness. But the vibrations that you feel the strongest when in his presence are the vibrations that are predominant at that particular time. Consequently, we have in the past said that we felt comfortable with a certain person, while with another person we felt very uncomfortable. There will be times when you will feel close to an individual, while at other times you will feel anything but close to that same individual. This is something due to your own positive conditions shutting your mental door, thereby keeping out the vibrations of that person. Or it may be due entirely to the fact that the vibratory emanation of that individual is of such a nature as to cause the feeling that you have. In other words, you're sometimes receptive to vibrations from outside sources because you are not dominating your mind with positive thoughts, while at other times you are receptive to vibrations because of the positive thought which dominates your mind and connects you with that positive vibration. You connect yourself with many things besides thought vibrations by the vibrations you create by concentrated thought. For just as everything is vibration, so do you connect with everything vibratorily. When you comply with the vibratory law, which controls or connects with that special vibration. In fact, that is the only way that you ever do connect anything. It would be impossible for you to contact a thing to which you are not attuned in some way vibratorily. You meet people every day, and to some of those people you are attuned most harmoniously, because you are affinitized along several lines of thought. Those are your points of contact. You meet other people whom you feel antagonistic toward, but still you do contact those people, and there is a point of contact. It may be your greatest weakness or your best developed ability, but you do contact vibratorily. I have stated before that there are in the subconscious mind all of your stored up abilities. Let me say here that there is also in that same storehouse the total accumulation of all weaknesses that have not yet been eliminated, and the entire accumulation of all that you have ever built into it, regardless of its nature. That is the place from which the threads of contact are thrown out, which bring you into contact with everything that you contact. When you have worked out of a condition entirely, you will not contact it directly. Therefore, you may be sure that if you come in touch with the condition, there is a point of contact, else you could not come in touch with it. To state it more accurately, there is in you a point of contact for that condition, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. You are conscious of but little that is the real cause of the life you are in, and the cause of the things that come into it. But you could not possibly contact a thing unless there was extending out from you a vibratory thread to which that thing could fasten. And the permanency of the things that come to you will be determined by the strength of the vibratory connection between you and the thing that comes. If the plan could be shown you in all its intricacy, you would be able to trace very accurately from the beginning of the conscious expression of the individual every single contact ever made by that soul, and you would see the fine threads of affinitization between that individual and everything ever contacted by that individual. Consequently, it is according to your affinities that you are in your particular environment, that you meet the people you do meet, and that you receive all the things that you do receive, whether of a physical or of a mental nature. For all matter is vibration. And whether it is in material form or clothed in finer vibrations, all matter, even the densest, is controlled by vibratory law. Therefore, even the coarse physical things come to you because of the vibratory connection you have established, and you will find yourself drawing unto yourself even the physical friends, associates, and possessions according to the sum total of your vibratory connections. When you become interested along certain lines of thought, you come in contact with people of the same thought interest, more than you had realized was possible. And you begin to discover in newspapers, magazines, books, and other writings many more articles along that line of thought than you had noticed before. For previous to your thinking along that line, you were not affinitized to those things and did not contact them. As you become interested along any line of thought, you automatically send out feelers which locate other things of the same vibratory quality, and you are caused to become consciously aware of them. You will find this to be true of all things. The more you acquire along any line, the more you are vibratorily connected with things of a like vibration. To him that hath shall be given, from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. This is in accord with vibratory law, for as one accumulates along any line, he affinitizes himself to things vibratorily connected with that line. As the accumulation grows, the attracting vibration becomes stronger and tends to increase rapidly the accumulation drawn in order to complete the store of possessions. When the accumulation is small, and the individual does not wisely direct his powers so as to add to it, he weakens his attracting force and loses his already accumulated stock. Anything that has been acquired sequentially, according to law, is fitted in and becomes a permanently acquired possession, and there is no loss of it. But anything that is not fitted in accurately may be only a temporary position. I want you to realize that nothing is given to you nor taken away from you except by the reactions to your own causes which have been created by you. And as you consciously direct your powers for the attainment of anything you desire, you will set up vibratory forces which will operate to bring to you the thing for which you are consistently working. And you will be drawing upon an unlimited storehouse, which yields to you in exact proportion to your demands, which have reached it, only through the vibratory forces made active by you. Therefore, if you are desirous of working out of your present conditions, whatever they are, it's necessary for you to use all your forces toward that end. If you will consciously work toward the realization of that goal by directing all your actions in a way that will lead you out from those conditions, and then keep yourself constantly attuned to the vibratory influences that free you, you will bring into play forces that will guide you into the conditions that you desire, for you will have so closely affinitized yourself to the desired conditions that you will be automatically drawn into them. This is true no matter whether your goal is a poised consciousness or a new home, for the vibrations of the physical things are just as responsive to the vibratory contact as are the vibratory forms on other planes, but are realized as concrete only when they have been contacted according to physical vibrations. The undivided desire force does, however, throw the individual into direct contact with the methods for attaining whatever is desired. This is law. Of course, it must be a real and unmixed desire that will place the individual in direct contact with the realization of any goal. Only things that are very harmonious vibratorily will blend into real connection. There is very much to learn about the various kinds of vibration, and the individual is not yet ready to comprehend the whole story. For the story complete is the story of the universe, and only the infinite comprehends it clearly. We might build up to great heights in the study of it, but that would only be sequential fitting for the few. Everyone, however, is able to understand the general outline of the study of vibrations, enough to enable him to order his life more intelligently. If you can realize that your thought power creates vibrations in wave shapes, in just as exact forms as the definite waves that go out in circular form on the top of the water when you throw a stone into it, to see the circles caused by that vibratory disturbance, except that in the mental realm, the vibrations are very much finer and more rapid. You will be able to understand the workings of those finer vibrations, whether you will be able to register them or not. Thank you for listening, and please let me know in the comments what you think of this concept of vibratory law.